Do you know what it truly takes to master mindfulness? It's often said that it takes a minute to learn, but a lifetime to master. In our journey today, we will explore the deep and demanding trials of mindfulness, each designed to forge and refine your practice beyond the ordinary. Step into the realm of silence, where the world's clamor fades into a distant whisper and the true journey inward begins. In this profound quiet, the test of silence emerges not as a mere absence of noise, but as a presence, a fullness that envelops your being. This silence asks you to sit with the echo of your own thoughts, to listen to the subtle stirrings of your soul that are often drowned out by the day-to-day cacophony. In the silence, every heartbeat becomes a drumbeat, every breath a gust of wind. It's here, in this expanded soundscape, that you confront the inner voices you've silenced. Old fears, buried dreams, whispers of doubt and hope. These are not just thoughts. They are the unseen currents that guide your life's decisions, often unnoticed until this moment of quiet confrontation. This test challenges you to not only endure the silence, but to embrace it as a teacher. It teaches the language of introspection and the art of listening deeply to oneself. Here, in the solitude of silence, mindfulness transforms from a practice to a profound meeting with the self. You learn that within silence lies wisdom, the kind that only arises when the mind has no distractions, when it can wander, explore, and ultimately find clarity. Mastering this silence is about finding peace in the stillness, not by filling it with noise, but by allowing it to fill you. It's about learning to be comfortable with your inner narrative, to accept it, and if needed, to change it. The test of silence is a doorway to self-mastery, a passage through which only the bravest travel, emerging quieter in their movements, but louder in their truths. As you dwell in this silence, notice how it changes you, how it refines your ability to hear not just the sounds of the world, but the unspoken language of your heart. Here, in the quiet, the journey to transcendence begins. Now imagine standing before a slow trickling stream, its waters meandering lazily, unhurried by the demands of time. This is the essence of the test of patience in mindfulness practice, embracing the slow unfolding of life's moments, learning to exist in harmony with time's natural rhythm. Patience here is not passive waiting. It is an active engagement with the present, a deliberate pacing of your spirit to match the gentle, persistent flow of existence. In this test, every delay, every moment that stretches longer than comfort allows, is an invitation to cultivate depth in your experience. It's about finding the intricate details in a mundane day, the subtle textures of a routine interaction, and the rich layers of a prolonged silence. This challenge asks you to absorb the beauty in the gradual blossoming of events, to appreciate the richness that time imparts to those who wait. Patience, in its essence, is also a surrender, a letting go of the urge to push life into a hurried pace, to rush through to outcomes and conclusions. It teaches you resilience, the ability to endure the wait with grace and poise, finding serenity in the assurance that what is meant for you will arrive in its own perfect time. Through the test of patience, mindfulness evolves from a practice of quiet observation to a profound cultivation of endurance and peace. It tests the strength of your commitment to the path, challenging you to maintain your focus and composure, even when every fiber of your being cries out for action and resolution. As you learn to embrace patience, notice how the world opens up, revealing its wonders at a pace that allows full appreciation. Here, in the slow dance with time, you discover not just the power of persistence, but the joy of witnessing life's deliberate, beautiful unfolding. Venture into the raw, uncharted terrains of your inner landscape, where the test of discomfort lies in wait. This challenge is not about seeking pain, but about embracing the inevitable discomforts that life presents. It's a test that demands you to sit with unease, to breathe through the moments of discomfort that would typically urge you to flee or fight. In this crucible, discomfort becomes a forge for character and resilience. It might manifest as physical sensations during prolonged meditation, aching limbs, an itchy nose, or a weary back. Or it could appear as emotional turbulence when confronting truths about yourself that are hard to accept. This test asks you to observe these sensations without judgment, to explore their nature, and to understand their impermanence. Facing discomfort directly transforms it from an enemy to a teacher. It highlights your vulnerabilities, yes, but also your incredible capacity to grow beyond them. This test strips away the superficial layers of self that you present to the world, revealing the sturdier, more authentic self that lies beneath. Through the test of discomfort, mindfulness transcends the realm of calm serenity to embrace the chaotic and often painful realities of life. Here, in the heart of discomfort, you find a surprising peace, a realization that you can endure much more than you imagined and emerge not just unscathed, but enriched by the experience. Imagine standing at the edge of a river, watching leaves drift by on the swift currents. Each leaf represents a part of your life, possessions, desires, even relationships. The test of detachment involves letting these leaves float away, observing them with a calm acceptance as they disappear into the flow of the river. This metaphorical release symbolizes the essence of detachment in mindfulness practice, releasing your grip on the attachments that define and often confine you. Detachment does not mean disengagement or indifference, but rather a refined understanding that true freedom comes from loosening the emotional bonds to outcomes and material possessions. It challenges you to look at what you hold dear and question the basis of these attachments. Are they serving you, or are they serving an image of yourself that you cling to out of habit or fear? This test teaches the liberating realization that you are not your possessions, your accolades, or even your relationships. These things, while significant, do not encompass the entirety of who you are. Learning to detach means understanding the impermanence of all things and finding security and peace within yourself, rather than in external validations. Through the test of detachment, mindfulness becomes a doorway to inner peace. It invites you to experience life's richness with open hands, appreciating the beauty of each moment and the freedom that comes from not clinging too tightly to any of it. This test is not just about letting go, but about opening up to a life where every experience, joyous or painful, is appreciated as part of a greater whole. As we move on, I want you to envision yourself in a serene forest, shrouded in mist, where the only sound is the soft whisper of leaves brushing against each other. This setting captures the essence of the test of solitude in mindfulness practice, a journey into the quiet depths of your own company. Here, the challenge is to stand alone without loneliness, to embrace the silence without seeking to fill it. Solitude in this sacred practice is not about isolation, but about the opportunity to meet oneself without the masks and distractions of social interaction. It's a time to listen to the subtle inner voice that often gets drowned out in the noise of everyday life. This voice can guide you, teach you about your true desires and fears, and reveal the paths to personal growth and understanding. In the embrace of solitude, you confront both the tranquility and the storms of your inner world. You may encounter shadows, old regrets, lingering doubts, unresolved emotions. These are not enemies, but teachers, aspects of yourself asking to be acknowledged and understood. The solitude allows you to work through these inner conflicts, offering a chance for healing and reconciliation with oneself. This teaches that being alone need not be lonely. It can be a rich, fulfilling experience that enriches your sense of self. It builds resilience, the ability to be your own best company, and strengthens your emotional independence. By facing and passing the test of solitude, you cultivate a peace that does not depend on the presence of others, but flows from your own wellspring of contentment. As you sit in solitude, observe how it changes you, how it sculpts your soul into a vessel capable of holding both immense quiet and profound insight. Solitude then becomes not just a test, but a transformation, a pivotal point in your journey towards true mindfulness. Our next test as we move on is the test of empathy. Imagine walking through a dense fog where each silhouette is a life full of stories, emotions, and dreams. Here, your task is to step into the mist, to connect with these silhouettes, transforming them from shadows into vibrant beings of light and color through your understanding and compassion. This thought requires you to not only observe the emotional landscapes of others, but to deeply resonate with them. Empathy in mindfulness practice isn't merely about understanding or sharing feelings. It's about a profound connection that bridges the gap between self and other. It involves feeling with others in their moments of joy and pain, seeing through their eyes, and walking a mile in their shoes. Empathy challenges you to dismantle the barriers of ego and judgment that separate you from others. It asks you to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart, to the unspoken words behind the words. This ability to deeply connect can transform casual interactions into rich, meaningful exchanges. It turns listening into a healing act, a way of offering solace and support without the need for advice or solutions. In practicing empathy, you learn to extend your mindfulness beyond your own experiences, becoming a beacon of comfort and understanding in a world that often feels cold and detached. This test is not without its challenges, as it can sometimes feel overwhelming to absorb the emotional states of others. However, the key is learning to engage with compassion while maintaining your emotional balance. Now you must envision yourself as a stone cast into a still pond, the epicenter of a series of expanding ripples. This is test of presence, where mindfulness asks you to be like that stone, fully immersed, profoundly impacting your immediate environment simply through your being there, fully aware and undistracted. This test challenges you to live in the now, to anchor yourself so deeply in the present moment that past regrets and future anxieties lose their power over you. Presence requires an acute awareness of the here and now, acknowledging each sensation, thought, and emotion as it occurs without judgment or attachment. In practicing presence, every task, no matter how mundane, becomes a ritual. Eating, walking, or even breathing can transform into profound acts of mindfulness. You begin to notice the subtle flavors of your food, the feel of the earth beneath your feet, the rhythm of your breath filling and leaving your body. These aren't just passive experiences, but active engagements that connect you deeply with the flow of life. The test of presence is about more than just mindfulness. It's about cultivating a vibrant awareness that colors your experiences with greater intensity and connection. It teaches you to slow down the pace of your mind so that you can catch up with your life as it happens, to truly participate in each moment rather than simply letting them pass you by. Picture a river flowing seamlessly, navigating around rocks and through valleys with effortless acceptance of the path it must take. This natural flow embodies the essence of the test of acceptance in mindfulness practice, a serene journey of embracing life as it unfolds, with all its unexpected twists and turns. This test invites you to confront the realities of your life without resistance or denial. It teaches you to observe your experiences without trying to alter them, to accept others as they are, not as you wish them to be. This acceptance does not imply passivity or resignation, but rather a profound recognition of the impermanence of circumstances, feelings, and relationships. Acceptance challenges you to let go of ingrained beliefs and prejudices, and to open your heart to the present without the weight of past judgments or future anxieties. It asks you to dismantle the fortress of expectations you've built around your heart and mind, allowing you to experience the genuine essence of life and relationships. In mastering acceptance, you find peace not by controlling the world around you, but by harmonizing with it. You learn that true strength lies not in opposition, but in the graceful art of yielding gracefully when necessary, like a tree bending in the storm. This flexibility prevents the rigid breaks of resistance, fostering resilience and a deeper connection to the joys and sorrows of existence. These 8 tests of mindfulness are not merely hurdles to clear, but pathways to deeper understanding and transformation. They challenge you to not only confront, but to embrace the complexities of your inner and outer worlds. As you face each test, remember that the goal is not to conquer, but to transcend, rising above the ordinary limits of human experience into a realm of extraordinary peace and insight. Embark on this journey with an open heart and a willing spirit, and share your experiences below. How have these tests transformed your practice? Until next time, continue to transcend, continue to evolve,